Good morning.
Morning. From the Lancaster Canal.
Yet again.
But hopefully, I know you've heard that before, hopefully the 1st of May is Get Off the Lancaster Day. Which will be almost
6 years, isn't it?
No, we've been on a boat 6 years. We've been on the Lancaster for a year.
But
Feels
come
like
May,
6
come May the
years.
1st, it'll be 6 years. It'll be a year we were on the Lancaster. But we were just saying earlier that it's 6 years ago, almost. Well, what's the date? So it's the end of March, beginning of April, when we first
Moved on to
the boat. Yeah, onto Maggie May. Yeah, so it's quite a milestone, and we've just been reflecting on the trials and tribulations that we've had, and the good times and the bad times.
What, when you're living this very sedate life on the water that must be wonderful?
Yeah. Relaxing.
Relaxing.
Yeah. Just go where you want to, when you want to.
If you want to.
Yeah.
Wrong.
Oh yeah, you could do if you never had things like engine problems, breakdowns, closures on the canal with locks failing.
Family illness.
Family illnesses, yeah. Breaches where the canal just drops away.
Just disappears.
The water disappears. So yeah, just that's what happened to us really on here. I know we've said about it a few times before, but we came over in May, intended to go back in September, and then
24.
24, yeah, and that was thwarted because there was the breach at Hollow Fourth Aqueduct, and then there was the sea lock, which packed up down onto the Ribble. Yeah, so there's a breach down at Hollow Fourth Aqueduct. That happened last Saturday. As if things weren't already bad enough, because we couldn't get down. We can't get down across the Ribble link because the sea lock's damaged there, the seal on it. So they were going to do some trials on Saturday. Today's Thursday, to see if they could take us down Savick Brook into Preston Dock, and then on the next tide go out.
So this is
So they're still doing that on Saturday, but that's not going to help us at all now, because with Savick we can't get to the top of the locks at Preston. Yeah, because the breach of the aqueduct is between us and there. So anyway, that's about 10 mile away. We've got a long stretch here, about sort of 25 miles going up in the direction we're going now towards Lancaster to explore. They've cancelled our booking to go back across on the 7th of September, wasn't it? 5th of September. So we don't know what we're going to do really yet. So in case you did a little video this morning of one of our neighbours just setting off to go to Bridge House Marina to get craned out. So the two of them are being craned out and taken down to Lymm.
Bill and Peanut, who are off to be lifted out because they can't get off the Lancaster due to the breach and also the sea lock failing. So they are going back to the marina to be lifted out and put back in at Lymm.
Yeah, Lymm.
Lymm.
See you again then, Graham. Good luck. People are putting up posts up saying CRT are still letting them come over. Well, what would you want to come over here for, you idiots? You know, and they're leaning like this. They're doing it again Saturday. They're going to do it. That bloke down there said he's leaning like this. I don't know. I'll take care, my friend. Cheerio. Bye bye.
See ya.
Bye bye.
Bye. Bye, Peanut.
But we're not at that situation yet. We've still got a lot to explore on this canal. It is an option. We have thought about it. It's not as expensive as we thought, is it?
No.
So
It is an option.
yeah, we might do that, but we've still got a lot to explore yet. So we're just going to do that first.
So they've now got a temporary fix on the breach, and there's a 10-day window to get across that. Apparently there's only a 3-day window to actually get across the Ribble link.
Yeah, if we can do that at all, we
2 days. Bearing in mind it's taken us 7 months to get to where we are. But we don't want to get stuck on the south side.
No, potentially we can be stuck here for
7 months. Because the northern end is beautiful, and if anybody does do the Lancaster and they don't go to Chewett Field, you are missing a treat, because it is lovely this end.
So it was delayed till October. It's now sort of like mid-November, but we want to spend a month or so that side up at when we thought was going to get out.
Then
that
December.
That didn't really happen. Then December, and then April, and then finally we had a date in April, but then that was deferred till May. So yeah, we've been on here.
So we might be making another video saying we haven't made it, but
yeah, it's now June and we're still on it.
Hopefully not. But do you regret it?
No, not at all. No, because you're seeing it in some of these clips. We did sort of talk about getting lifted out. That was something that was we'd sort of like priced in. We can't get over the Rebel Link. We're going to get craned out, I think. That could be quite exciting. I mean, either way, I'd like to do the Rebel Link, but equally, it'd be quite nice to stick the boat on a trailer and plonk it in somewhere, probably at Lymm. Obviously, that's an expensive option, but we don't want to be. Not as nice a canal as it is, we don't want to be here all winter and right into next season, which will be like April time before the Rebel Link opens again officially. So I've just come down here to Savick Brook, to the very bottom of the flight where you go out onto the Ribble. So in that direction over there is the Ribble. This is Savick Brook. We came in this way when we came from Tarleton, and I'll come down now at low tide to show you the problem that's caused us not to be able to get out. So this rotating gate here from this side leaks, and so it's nearly at low tide now, I think. But I think the idea is when this gate is in the up position, it holds the water back, so it keeps a level of about, I think it's about 1.5 metres in this section, which goes right up round past the floating pontoon just round the corner, which I'll show you in a minute, and then up to the first lock. So now I think there's a pipe bridge which is an issue to get under, so it needs to be at a certain level so you don't ground, certain minimum draft, but a maximum draft so you can get underneath the pipe bridge. So yeah, so this is the issue. I can't make out exactly what's wrong with it. I'm going to stay here for a few more minutes because it's not quite low tide yet, so it's good to see if it actually stops flowing. So yeah, let's see what happens. So we couldn't see the red light when we came down into Savick Brook on our boat in May, but we was looking for one out on the river, but I think maybe it's this one here, this red light, which is sort of indicating there's a submerged structure, which is obviously the lock gate or sea level gate. Not quite sure what it's called. So this is the sea lock, for a better word, the sea lock at low tide down at the bottom of Savick Brook, and you can see that the level where the water usually would be on where the arrows are there, so that would be sort of like the level it would be, I'd imagine, when we came through back in May, and then we came up round here to the floating pontoon, which I might have to go up and round to show you, but just up round that corner there it's a floating pontoon which we moored on to wait for the level to go down enough so that we could get under the pipe bridge. That's a floating pontoon just over there, so you can see the level now. I'm going to come back in a few hours and take another shot of it to show you the difference in the levels when the tide comes in. Wow. So I'm just going to walk up the path over there in a minute, see if I can find the pipe bridge. This is the first bridge we would come under. This one just here. This is Savick Bridge. The pontoon is just over there. There's a path over here somewhere. Across the road and come up this path here, and this is Savick Brook here, so just underneath that, just over there, under there is where that road bridge is, Savick Brook Bridge that I just mentioned, and then the brook goes up this way, and I think the pipe bridge is just up around that corner, so I'm going to go and investigate, see if I can find it. So after scrambling down for the undergrowth just here, I've come down now to Savick Brook again, so that's going up in the direction towards Preston, up towards the first proper lock, and this is sort of the tidal bit here, and this is probably the culprit, I think, of why you have to be a certain level of water, because this pipe bridge, at the moment, there's probably a good 8 foot, maybe 10 foot clearance between the underside of the pipe and the water level, but you can just see how high the water comes up, and obviously you can never go underneath there at that level, so it's got to come down a certain amount to enable you to get underneath, but not too low as it is now that you're ground in some parts of the brook. So you can see it's still flowing out at the moment. It's probably about 3/4 of an hour after low tide at Preston, so it's actually starting to come back into Preston, but not actually had a ripple effects back up here yet, because it's still pretty low down at the sea lock, probably about 2 foot below the weir, so it's going to be a little while before this actually comes up. But I'm going to come back and hopefully we see it, not this bit, but I'll come back to this the sea lock so you can see it at high tide. That's amazing. It's now 11:05, so I was only here about an hour and 20 minutes ago, and I've just walked back from that pipe bridge I was showing you, and I noticed that at Savick Bridge it's actually flowing in. So I've come back down to the sea lock just to show you. This is only in about an hour. I can't believe how much that level's changed. So you can see there now, it's sort of flowing in. Look at that, how it's changed. So you can't see the weir there, it's changed direction, it's all going that way, and filling up really fast. It's sort of, beginning to look a bit more like it was when we came up in May. Quite amazing. Quite a flow, that. So it's now 12:36, and high tide was at 12:31, so they're pretty much at high tide now. So you can see, looking over there at the pontoon, how high the level is there now, and looking out towards Preston, or towards the River Ribble, it's just like a lake. Quite surprised how high it is. So I was going to go down and show you the lock again. So when I last came down, I think it was about 11:10, and it was just sort of like rippling over the top of the weir. You could just about make out the weir itself as the water was coming in, but now it's pretty much well underwater now. See the arrow just the top arrow now. I think there's 2 or 3 on that when we came down earlier. So today is like I think it's a 5.97 high tide. So it's quite a high one. I stood just down there and took a photograph, or took a little video of that sign about the red lights, and that's now completely underwater. And I think it's still flowing in. Down the arrow, and just to put it in perspective, let's walk back a little bit. There's a concrete pile in there. And round in that direction there is that's the corner that goes round is where the pontoon is. So yeah, it's awful lot higher. So you can see that to actually do the work on this lock, quite a small time window. I was down here at 10 o'clock, it was low tide, and 11 o'clock it was, well, you couldn't really do much on it then, I would have thought. So I think they've got a couple of hours when they can actually do the work they need to do to repair this lock. So it's going to be a little while, I think, and we're just going to buckle down and make the most of it while we're here on the Lancaster Canal. Hopefully, they can get it fixed, and we'll go back across in about 7 months' time, April time. Yeah. So there you go. That's the problem we're facing on the Ribble link. When we came past here first time in May, it was all like young growth, and then we came past again in the summer and it was like full height with maize or beet, and now that's all gone, there's something fresh being planted in there, and there's a new barn that's going as well. I think that was just being started. It's quite a nice private moorings just here. Today, you just about make out well, you can't make out the tops of the hills actually, it's a little bit iffy. But it's really starting to change through here now. We were up out of the water in July, and we could see the start of this housing development just starting, but just look at it now, it's massive. They've shifted loads of soil over this side and built the ground right up. So yeah, I can imagine Newcastle is going to be quite high compared with how they were, how the ground was before, but with these really nice moorings here. Quite a vast development. Must be 20 odd acres or more, going right back to the next road. There's a new boat here, this Nouveau Capicola. Well, they've just been repainted, I'm not sure. So yeah, we're going to be houses there soon. That's just before Bridge 64. Just before you get to Garstang Marina and Bridge House Marina. In April, and then finally we had a date in April, but then that was deferred till May. So yeah, we've been on here.
So we might be making another video saying we haven't made it, but
yeah, it's now June and we're still on.
Hopefully not. Do you regret it?
No, not at all. No, because you're seeing it in some of these clips. We did sort of talk about getting lifted out. That was something that was we'd sort of like priced in, but at the end of the day, we thought that we just stick it out here
And
throughout the
other
winter.
issues as well, non-canal related.
Yeah, it's a shame we were here because we had a few family illness problems, and being stuck up here, we're like a 2-hour journey away from the family. So that made it hard. Had we been able to get over the link in September, we could have been a lot closer. So we've had quite a lot of long journeys, and we've had a lot of weeks away from the boat really when we visited relatives.
It's not all been doom and gloom though. We've done we've been away for the lakes. We've been away.
Yeah,
We've
went to Isle of Man.
Been to Isle of Man. We've been to
Yeah.
Cyprus. We've been to
A few days away.
lakes.
We went to Poland for your birthday, didn't
we
we?
went to Krakow. We've just been to Stratford for the weekend. So it's not all doom and gloom at all.
No.
In fact, it's not. I mean, obviously, apart from family being poorly, that's the only doom and gloom
Yeah.
there is, on it.
Yeah, we've been lucky really. I mean, we experienced this canal throughout all the seasons, which is quite interesting.
Yeah,
It's-
we're just coming into exploring them for the second time.
Yeah, you can probably see behind us now. There's there's buds and a bit of greenery coming onto the hedgerows, and throughout the winter the views have been quite distant through these hedges because you can see far more when there's no leaves on. But yeah, we're back into spring again now. So
Yeah, and hopefully Jackie and John, whose fault it is that we're on the boat, because they're our friends that lived aboard before we did, and we used to boat sit for. Hopefully they're going to be able to come up and actually experience the Lancaster, because they never managed to get up here, and come across on the Ribble with us.
yeah, that'd be quite good.
So safety in numbers.
Yeah, and there's a few boaters that we've met on here. We've met quite a few boaters on this canal. We've been quite lucky.
Just about all of them, I think.
Yeah, I think having the shop with selling the knitwear and the fenders on the side of the boat, we sort of come into contact with quite a few local boaters and local people, and also some that are stuck on here with us. And some of those will be coming back over with us when we get back over. I think Stuart's going over the same day as us, and
Yeah,
Harry
but
and Sue.
this is his home canal.
Yeah, Harry and Sue, they're going over, and yeah, I think there's a few others as well. So, but I'm not quite sure how many are going out on each crossing now, because I think it was a maximum of 8 at one point. But
Somebody
that
said
might have changed.
4.
Yeah, it might be 4 now.
It depended on length 6.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
that's all hearsay. We don't know for a fact.
Yeah, because we were told last week that the sea lock hasn't actually been repaired, but the gate has just been taken out temporarily.
But again, that's not.
We don't know whether that's
not
right
official.
or
It's
not. If that's the case, I'd imagine the.
towpath talk.
If that's the case, I'd imagine that it doesn't hold the water for very long, so maybe that's the reason there's only 4 going out, but we don't really know. But we'll give you an update on that when we get down there. But for now, we're just going back up and down the canal. We're going. It's hopefully the last time we'll be going up from Garstang.
We've
We
said
just
that
left out.
before.
Yeah, we just left Garstang, and we're heading up towards.
Yeah, the next time we come through here, hopefully the Courtnagers will be aboard.
And we'll be going the other direction. It's hopefully the last time we're going this way.
But yeah, Lancaster's been great, and I have said before that anybody that comes on the Lancaster and doesn't go the full length, you are missing a treat, because the top end is beautiful.
Yeah, it's quiet and quite rural. And there's a really nice pub at the end as well, at Truettfield,
There's quite a few nice pubs along
along the way.
the way.
Yeah,
So we're told.
yeah. So that's where we are. We'll give you an update when we actually get over on the link. But we probably won't post any more videos because we've done an awful lot about the Lancaster. So won't bore you with that any longer. So we'll probably do another one when we go over on the link. Okay, that's it for now.
Bye.
Bye.